Have you ever wondered how a normal human mind can collapse in just a single moment? 1 second, everything feels normal, safe, peaceful, and the very next second, something inside breaks so deeply that there's no coming back. This is not just a story. This is a real incident, one that still leaves behind questions no one could ever answer. I don't believe in ghosts, but I do believe that some places carry something, an energy, something that doesn't fade with time, something that stays even after everything is gone. And this story is about one such place. But to understand it, we have to go back, way back, to the early 1900s. Around 1905, a family left Poland and moved to New York, America. Like millions of others at that time, they carried nothing but hope for a better future. Among them was a young boy named Harold. Harold wasn't like other children. He wasn't interested in games or distractions. He was curious, focused, obsessed with learning. Books became his escape, knowledge his only way out. But reality was harsh. His family struggled financially, education was expensive, and for most children in his situation, dreams like his would simply end there. But Harold refused. He worked harder than anyone around him. He studied under pressure, under uncertainty, under limitations, and slowly, step by step, he built a future. Through scholarships and relentless effort, Harold completed his education, and not just that, he became a doctor. But even that wasn't enough for him, because Harold didn't just want to live a stable life. He wanted to create something meaningful, something that would leave a mark on the world. And he did. Harold worked on a medical method, a technique to safely transfer liquid medicine from a sealed glass container into a syringe. Today it feels normal, but back then it was revolutionary, a breakthrough, something that could change modern medicine. Harold believed in it. He knew this invention had the power to reach the entire world. But there was one problem: money. He needed funding, support, someone who could help him take this idea to a global level. And that's when Edward entered his life. Edward was a businessman, smart, sharp, experienced, but also calculating. He saw Harold's invention and immediately recognized its value. He offered a deal, a partnership, 50-50. To Harold, it felt like the opportunity of a lifetime. But sometimes, the biggest opportunities come disguised as the biggest mistakes. Edward took control of the invention, paid Harold a very small amount, and then he removed him completely. The invention was patented under Edward's name, and within a short time, it spread across the world. Hospitals, clinics, doctors everywhere, using the same method, the same idea, the same creation, but no one knew the truth. No one knew who actually created it. Harold tried to fight. He went to court. He demanded justice. But in the end, he got almost nothing. Just a small compensation, a number that meant nothing compared to what he had lost. His invention, his identity, his recognition, everything gone. And the worst part, silence. The world moved on, but Harold didn't forget. He just stopped talking about it. Time passed. Life moved forward. Harold got married to a woman named Lillian. She was kind, supportive, loving. Together, they started a new life. They moved to California, and slowly, things began to change. This time, Harold succeeded. He built a strong career in medicine, earned respect, earned money, a lot of it, enough to leave the past behind. Or at least, that's what it looked like. Eventually, they moved to Los Angeles, There, Harold bought a house, a beautiful house, big, peaceful, perfect, a dream. Inside that house, their life truly began. They had 3 daughters. The house was filled with laughter, with life, with happiness. For years, everything felt perfect. But sometimes, the darkest storms come after the calmest days. December 6, 1959. A normal day, an ordinary evening. Christmas was near. The house was full of excitement. Lillian was busy decorating, wrapping gifts, preparing surprises for the children. The daughters were happy, laughing, talking. It was the kind of moment you wish could last forever. That night, the family went to sleep. One by one, the lights turned off. The house fell silent. But one room still had light. Harold's study. He was sitting alone, reading a book, a very unusual book, The Divine Comedy by Dante, a story that explores suffering, despair, and the darkness of the human soul, a journey through hell, pain, and psychological torment. It wasn't just a book. It was heavy, emotionally, mentally, deeply disturbing if read in the wrong state of mind. Hours passed. The house was silent. At some point, Harold fell asleep, right there on his chair, and then, around 4:30 a.m., he woke up. No sound, no warning, just awake. Something inside him had changed, something invisible, something dangerous. He stood up slowly, walked out of the study room, closed the door behind him, then walked downstairs into the kitchen, opened a drawer and took out a hammer, a tool hidden from everyone else. Something no one knew was even there. Without making a sound, he walked toward his bedroom. Inside, Lillian was sleeping peacefully, completely unaware of what was about to happen. Harold stepped closer. For a moment, everything was still, silent, frozen, and then he attacked. What followed was chaos, fear, unimaginable horror. The silence of the house turned into screams, loud, desperate, terrifying, the kind of screams that never leave your mind. One of the daughters woke up, confused, scared, and then she saw him, her father, standing there, covered in blood. In that moment, everything changed. Panic spread through the house. Doors opened, footsteps echoed, screams filled the air. One of the daughters managed to escape, injured, bleeding, barely able to move. She ran outside, knocking on doors, begging for help. But fear is stronger than humanity sometimes. People heard her, but no one opened the door, until finally someone did. A neighbor saw her condition and immediately called the police. Help was on the way, but inside the house, it was already too late. Harold knew there was no escape left, no future, no explanation. He walked calmly back into the house, opened his medicine cabinet, and took out a bottle, Nembutal, a powerful drug known as death in a bottle. Being a doctor, he knew exactly what it could do. He didn't hesitate. He swallowed dozens of pills all at once, then walked back into the room, laid down, and waited. When the police arrived, the house was silent, too silent. What they saw inside was beyond horrifying. A family destroyed, a home turned into a nightmare, and in the middle of it all, Harold, lifeless. The case was closed. Murder and suicide. But the question remained, why? Was it financial pressure? Was it the betrayal that he never truly forgot? Or was it something else, something deeper, darker, something triggered that night? Some believe the answer lies in the book, The Divine Comedy. The page he last read spoke of despair, of losing yourself, of being trapped in darkness. And sometimes, when a mind is already fragile, even words can become dangerous. But the story doesn't end there, because after that night, the house changed. People who went inside reported strange things, whispers, footsteps, voices. Some claimed they saw a young girl walking slowly as if she was still there, still trapped. And many said they heard a voice, soft but desperate, repeating the same words, "No, no, no." Over the years, many people tried to buy the house. Some wanted to renovate it. Some wanted to live there, but none of them stayed. Something always felt wrong. They would change their minds suddenly, as if something was pushing them away. Even cameras reportedly stopped working inside. Devices would glitch, shut down, and then work perfectly outside. To this day, the house remains empty, untouched, frozen in time. Christmas gifts still lie under the tree, furniture exactly where it was, as if time itself stopped that night. Because some places don't just hold memories, they hold something else, something you can't see, but something you can feel. And maybe some stories are never meant to be fully understood.